Introducing the latest Zenbook from ASUS. It is running the latest Intel Core Ultra 7155H, and I'm very impressed by what kind of performance that this thin and light laptop can offer. Of course, this is indeed a high-end premium laptop, I would say, from ASUS, and for the price of 5,999 ringgit, it does reflect that status as well. But is it worth your money, and what do you need to know before purchasing it? Let's find out in today's video. Okay, let's talk about the Intel chip first. We already have two more videos about this Intel Meteor Lake SoC, so watch them at the top right corner there, and I'll also link them down in the description below. For the review of this laptop though, I want to talk a little bit more about the gaming performance. This laptop comes with the new integrated graphics that is based on the Intel Arc discrete GPUs. The performance coming out of this is actually shocking. So shocking that I can actually run GTA 5 at the lowest graphical settings at the native 2880 by 1800 resolution and still get more than 50 FPS all the time. Halo Infinite was pretty much unplayable on Iris Xe previously, and now we are getting more than 30 FPS all of the time with zero stuttering. Seriously, if you haven't watched our gaming video performance of this new Meteor Lake architecture yet, then please watch it because it's just a really huge leap forward compared to Iris Xe. And to give you another point of reference, I have another old-ish laptop, the XPS 159500 with a 10th gen Intel Core i7 and also a GTX 1650 Ti GPU. The performance of this laptop with an integrated Intel Arc GPU is actually comparable to that laptop with a GTX 1650 Ti. And it only consumes 28 watts typically. That's amazing. But the fan speed and temperature of this laptop is to be expected. It's kind of loud and also kind of warm at the same time, hitting at about 100 something degrees Celsius sometimes. So yeah, don't be surprised if it starts whirring loudly. Next, I want to highlight the screen of this laptop. It's not that much different from what we had before. It's a 14-inch OLED screen with a really high resolution of 2880 by 1800 pixels, and that means an aspect ratio of 16 by 10. It can also go up to 120 Hz as well, even though most games will just not run at that refresh rate for this laptop, but that's okay. The color accuracy of this laptop is really good, just like any other laptops from ASUS that is using an OLED screen. Our colorimeter reports 400 nits of maximum brightness and covers virtually 100% of both sRGB and DCI-P3 color gamuts and nearly 95% of Adobe RGB. The delta E number is also considered very low, and overall I'm just very impressed with the quality of this screen. However, we do have to pay attention to the brightness percentage. It uses a hybrid dimming method, I think that's what it's called. So anything below 60% brightness will be using PWM dimming, whereby anything above that will be using DC dimming. So if you are sensitive to PWM dimming, do take note of that. The bezel at the top of this screen might look weird with those offset circles and whatnot, but actually those are for Windows Hello facial recognition for faster login. And since we're talking about all of these sensors at the top of the screen, this is how the webcam looks. And there are actually two microphones that are beside the webcam, so do let me know how they sound down in the comment section below. Does it actually look good? Sound good? Yeah. If you are concerned about privacy, then this laptop does have a slider to block off the webcam as well. But do take note that this will also prevent Windows Hello from functioning. The keyboard is the same as before. It has really good travel distance and the typing experience feels very bouncy and responsive. I have a lot of positive things to say about this keyboard other than the half height arrow keys, it has been there for many years. The trackpad is as usual as well. My fingers glide on it really smoothly. The palm rejection is good, and this trackpad also has the number pad feature as well. The ports are the same as before too. We have a 5 gigabits per second USB-A port on the left side, and all of the other high-speed ports are on the right side. I still wish the position of these ports are flipped, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. And oh, this laptop also charges with a 65 watts USB-C charger, And for me though, I just use my own USB PD charger since the performance is identical and my charger can output more than 65 watts. So if you do have a high wattage USB PD charger at home, you can use that to charge this laptop too. What about upgradability then? Well, for such a thin and light laptop, it is to be expected that most of the components will be soldered, and I was right. Even the Wi-Fi card seems to be soldered directly onto the motherboard this time. I mean, I get it, the M.2 connector for Wi-Fi cards will add thickness, which ultimately affects the laptop's thinness. But we can still swap out the SSD, and this is where things get interesting. You see, I took out the SSD and inspected it. ASUS included a 1TB WD SN560 SSD already, but this SSD only has a single NAND chip. And so when I install the SSD back into the motherboard, I realized that this SSD sits so close to the motherboard that we cannot use SSDs with double-sided NAND. That means some SSDs like our 2TB Sabrent Q4 Rocket cannot be used with this laptop. The battery life is nothing to scoff at either. For such a thin and light laptop, it has a 75 watt-hour battery inside and it lasts for a very long time at 60Hz refresh rate. We are talking about 8 hours or so worth of battery life from my usual web browsing, Spotify, and also some YouTube in the mix at 40% brightness. This super long battery life is also thanks to the new Meteor Lake architecture too. You see, ever since the 12th gen Intel Core processors, they have a cluster of performance and efficiency cores existing in the same package. Now for the 14th gen, we still have the performance and efficiency cores clusters, but we have another cluster of low power efficiency cores, and now some of the simpler tasks are handed off to the low power efficiency cores, and that has improved battery life by actually quite significantly, I would say. Also, do remember that this laptop has a super high resolution screen which also sucks up power to power up all of the individual OLEDs and also require more GPU processing power to draw higher resolution frames for whatever's rendered on the screen. Now, let's move on to the overall looks of this laptop. It looks and feels pretty much the same as before, I would say. This is a full metal body yet lightweight laptop with the Ponder Blue color, and it's really nice to carry around thanks to the extensive battery life as well. And that is all we have to share with you about this laptop. Honestly, for the price of 5,999 ringgit, this laptop offers a lot more, yet is actually cheaper than last year's Zenbook 14X UX3405. We get higher performance, better battery life, and also has an NPU for more efficient AI processing. So, what do you think about this ASUS Zenbook 14 OLED UX3405? Do let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. And remember to like and subscribe while you're on your way there. And I personally like this laptop a lot. And that Intel Core Ultra 7155H is really a game changer. Yeah, I'm surprised.